Hello there, and we are live. See, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, see, it's another episode of the Prem Talk with Ola and Claude, yeah, and
Yeah,
see, I've actually changed today's talk into a Arsenal therapy.
what are they doing to us, man? What are they
Because you
doing
know
to us,
what,
Tony,
man,
man?
brother Ola wants to talk. He wants to preach today. So I'll just give him that time and and space to just do his thing today. See, Ola,
Mm.
you're welcome to the show, my brother.
Yeah, man.
It's
Thank you
another
very much for having
episode
me, man.
of Prem Talk with Ola episode. I think we're our third episode now, man. We're
Yeah,
growing.
man. Let's keep it counting, man. The journey of a thousand miles starts with a step.
It starts with a step, my brother. See, yeah, Ola. Arsenal versus Brentford. This was a chance for Arsenal to actually use today to use yesterday to
Mhm.
actually consolidate our lead. At the top of the league table.
Mhm.
Brush up or shrug off the rumors of you know of a drop off. In the team. Ola, take us through that matchup. Tell us what you thought was the problem with that matchup. Just tell us the nitty gritty and the technicalities that were involved in that match and how Arsenal didn't come out with a win against Brentford.
Okay. Um, I mean, where do you start? For me, I thought I was expecting us to start the game, a bit faster than we did.
Yeah.
In the Everton game, and I'm only going to keep it to league games here, yeah, because
Hmm.
people they're starting to try to add the forms together with the loss against ManCity in the FA Cup,
Yeah.
along with the league, and they want people want to jumble it together. But at the same time, you got to realize that we made 67 changes in that game, so it's not fair to really
Hmm.
jumble everything together. You got to put some more context to it, and we're talking about the league games here in terms
Yeah.
of Everton and now Brentford
Yeah.
in the back-to-back game. Okay, there's we didn't lose, so there's that. And big up everybody in the chat. Salute to all of you. We didn't lose, but for me, I look at the game and I thought to myself, we've not really started off the mark like we always did,
Hmm.
So something in my mind, in the back of my mind, is saying to me, is this the fatigue starting to
Is
set
this the
in now?
Fatista? Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we've been going 100 mile an hour at the
Hmm.
start of games, like by 20-25 minutes, we've made a dent to the other team before they even woken up. But now it's like we're not starting that fast anymore.
Hmm.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, and other than the being on Lee's show, I've not
Hmm.
really been anywhere else to offer my
Of course, your take on
what
it,
was
right?
what
Your take on
my
it.
take
Hmm.
once I've sat down and actually looked at things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes in watch alongs, please bear with me.
No, no problem.
Yeah, man. Someone's troubling my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So
props, man.
sometimes
Hmm.
when you watch, you didn't watch along because you do watch along
Hmm.
yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
there's things that you miss. You're watching the game, but at the same time you're trying to engage with the community and the
With
people
the
that are there
community, with the
that,
fans and
that,
people
that are
coming to
there with
watch.
you.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Hmm.
you might miss one or two things that you don't really get to see. So when you go
Hmm.
back and look at things in the in the proper way, and then you
In the
start to
proper
think to
way.
yourself, you know what? Because when Brentford equalized at
Yeah.
the time, I thought it was a good goal. I was thinking to myself, why is everybody complaining? Then obviously we've had a chance to go back and look at it and look at it and look at it again, and then we've heard the PGMOL, the referee association, the referee mafia, uh, that they spent.
Ola,
The,
that's our second topic.
oh
That's a
no, right.
whole corpus,
So
bro.
so I'm just trying to say I've seen that today, and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking to myself, all right. there's things, because me, I hate making excuses. When it comes to like us dropping points or losing games, I want us to win and lose games on our own merit. And if anybody ever watches the Ultimate Fighter, not the UFC itself, but the Ultimate Fighter, they do like a
Yeah.
tough series
Yeah.
on the in the houses that they rent for the contestants in there. It always says on there, never leave it in the hands of the judges.
Of the judges.
Never leave
Exactly.
it in the hands of the judges.
Never. Don't
Right.
try.
So it's a motto that I abide by, and I never like to, whatever result we get, I'd never like to, put it on those guys. So when you look at the result, look, like I said, Brentford is a tough team. I want to sit here and give them their flowers first and foremost. They're a tough team. They're a brilliant
It's
team.
a tough
They're
team. The seventh in the
they're
league.
very well organized.
Seventh in the league.
They've not been they're undefeated since October.
Hmm.
Like these guys know exactly what they're doing in the league. They got two players that, in my opinion, and I said this yesterday when I was doing the watch along. For me, for my buck, those two got the best combinations in the league: Buemo and Tony. I don't know how they do
Exactly.
it, but they find a way to
Do
find each
they
other
walk straight up
every
into the
time.
Arsenal team?
I think Tony
Doesn't
does.
Buemo and Tony walk straight
I
into the
definitely, I
Arsenal
definitely
team?
think Tony does, because Tony will get in ahead of Nketiah for me. Um, right now it will get in ahead of Nketiah, in my opinion. And that's not to
Yeah.
say Nketiah hasn't done fantastic work for us since Jesus got injured. I'm not going to discount what he does or what he's done for us in that time, but I feel like when you look at everything, what Tony is capable of doing, what he's done for Brentford, even having that now coming out of the Championship, and the way that he approaches the game, he gave Saliba, let's call a spade a spade. He gave
Bruv,
Saliba a Tory time, and
bruv, do you know what? Yeah, Saliba lost 11 duels,
exactly,
aerial duels
exactly, like it
yesterday.
was it was almost like, oh,
Can't believe it.
is,
It
Sali-
was
is,
like a
Saliba,
movie.
is Saliba as good
That
as we
we've
really think he is?
overhyped this guy, or see, yeah, I don't want, because see, we've not gotten into that extent where we should start bringing in the hair dryer treatment on this players. It might come, we don't know if they do something against Man City. Anyway, we'll still get to
Well,
that
no, no,
point.
no,
Yeah,
bro, I'm ready. I'm ready to start dishing a hair dryer treatment on these players, man, because
right
I've
now,
had
right.
I've had enough of how they're moving. I've had enough of how
Mm.
they're moving, man. Like, look, there's
See, how does Saliba lose 11 aerial duels?
it's the
It was
thing is,
totally
it's not just
beaten
him.
and
It's not just
malhandled
him. And I want to say this
yesterday.
here. I want to say how lucky we got, right? And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it in anyway, right? We were lucky yesterday was just 1-1. In the
Ugh,
first half, they had the better chances. They got a goal disallowed that, to
exactly.
me, in
Even
my
Ivan
opinion,
Tony even had open air space to
in,
just
in, in my
score goals.
opinion, in my opinion, that was a good goal. The one that Saliba or Gabriel, one of them slipped and let Ivan Tony in, right? That was a
For
that,
me,
that,
that
that
was
was
a
a good
goal.
goal.
That was a goal.
That was a
It
good
was a
goal in
goal.
my opinion.
Mm.
They hit the crossbar, right? And they had decent couple more chances where if they
True,
had their shooting boots on, they would have been 3 or 4 up in the first
true,
half.
true.
So we just didn't get it together. We didn't get it together. Big up Mama Flossie in the house. I
Mama
see you.
Flossie in the house.
Assemble. I
MUFC
see you.
Global. Mitchy Boy, Blue Clouds Media, my Ghanaian brother. Big ups to you.
Yeah,
Mitchy
man. Big.
Boy, look at AFC. MUFC Global. Thanks for coming to the show. Chris, he has a channel across the pond, Sports Talk. Guys, go check him out. And of course, my new friend, Mama Flossie. Mama Flossie is also a big fan of Ola. You know, I saw her in our show, I think,
Yeah, man.
in your chat. I
Yeah,
think she
man. Yeah,
comes
man. Yeah, man.
around to your
Yeah, man.
to
Yeah,
your
man. Yeah,
chat.
man.
Yeah,
Big up Mama
big ups
Flossie,
to
man.
you,
She always out here
Mama
showing love.
Flossie,
You
man.
get me?
We love you here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Big ups to you. Yeah. Ola, please
So,
continue.
so like I said, the way that, for me, I just think. we have to hold some of these players accountable. We have to hold some of these players accountable for, because clearly, I look at it, yeah, and there's something that you call in-game management. Okay, Brentford should have been 3 or 4 up, right? Fine.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. That's the bottom line. But there wasn't, right? They should have been, but that shoulda, coulda, woulda. They didn't, right? So we get our noses in front, and we score a really good goal. Trossard came off the bench. By the way,
Exactly.
impact sub came off the
Impact
bench,
sub.
and he had something. He had a point to prove. Martinelli, where
That's
do we go with
see,
this guy?
Ola, Ola, see, that's a topic I want me and you to actually talk about right now.
Oh yeah,
We're all
okay,
seriousness here.
okay.
This
Let's
guy,
do it.
after all the whole ramblings and talk, it was a public spat in the media, about our handling of contracts for at least three of these our players. Saliba, Saka, who still hasn't signed. Mind you, Saliba still hasn't signed a deal yet for the football club.
Mm-hmm,
Very important. We just activated, his clause. Added one more year to it. Next
mm-hmm,
year, he can start talking to agents. See, Martinelli also had his own in the public light.
mm-hmm.
They talked about it everywhere. Finally, Martinelli put his mouth where his money was. At the end of the day, and
Right.
signed a new 5-year deal 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Good and okay. That deal already on the table. Bagged it. It's in the bag. And then in 2-3 games now, this guy hasn't done anything for the football club. Is bereft of ideas. Is the way he's skying balls out right now? It's like the ball is going to the moon.
Mm.
This guy's head is not there. In fact, after that last game against Everton, I wanted to see Mikelarteta. See, I'm the biggest Mikelarteta backer. You know this. I back
I
Mikelarteta.
can't say the same
I
about me, but there you go.
I know. I back this guy, and it's for a reason because
Mm-hmm.
I knew what he had to do, and
Mm.
I knew the mess. Cheers
Yes,
to you,
you
my
do.
brother. And I knew the mess he came to me at Arsenal Football Club.
Mm.
That's why I'm giving him that benefit of the doubt of 3 seasons to be able to turn things around. And finally, now we're on the verge of actually trying to do something great. And they're all messing all these things up for us. But see, Gabriel Martinelli, in 2-3 games now, this guy has done completely nothing. He's not scoring goals. And even if he wasn't really scoring goals at the start of the season, but at least he was helping the gameplay. Has this gone on for too long? And tell us, why is it that it's after he signed his new 5-year contract that
Right.
this
I
is
have a
happening?
theory.
Remember that Aubameyang deal?
I
Immediately he
have a
signed the
theory.
contract. It's
I
all
have
good.
it. I have a theory.
Mesut
It's
Ozil signs a new contract. They
yeah.
become lazy. What is the problem with Arsenal giving our players new contracts and they go AWOL and they don't want to play again?
Okay, I have a theory.
Hmm.
I hope you
Hit
guys
us with it.
are receptive to it, or at least maybe look at it from that alternative perspective. And this is not letting Martinelli off the hook, by the way.
Hmm.
This is just offering alternative view to what could be happening. Now, you see those examples that you made in Ozil and Aubameyang. I personally don't think that's what's happening here with Martinelli, because what I'm seeing with Martinelli, because those two guys that you mentioned, they stopped trying.
Hmm.
Martinelli hasn't stopped trying. You can see he's trying. In my opinion, he's trying too hard and things aren't coming off. And when you're
Hmm.
trying too hard and things aren't coming off, you start to look bad. That's what I think is going on with Martinelli here. As opposed to he's just signed a new contract and now he's become lazy. That's not what I think is happening with Martinelli. Martinelli, for me, is one of the hardest working players that we have in the team, whether we win, lose,
Yeah.
or draw. Right. So
Hmm.
I just wanted to clarify that correlation that you made with Aubameyang and Ozil in terms of them
Yeah.
getting a new contract and then the drop off. Martinelli hasn't dropped off, in my opinion. what he's doing and what he's trying to do to contribute to the team isn't coming off because he's trying too hard. Now, the alternative view for me, and why I think he's trying too hard, is because Trossard is now in the team. Trossard is breathing down his neck. Trossard just come off the bench and put a goal in the back of the net.
A goal in the back of the
When they
net.
took him off, he might have been feeling that hit in training, and every time he's selected, it's almost like Arteta is giving him enough. Like, there you go, Martinelli.
He's giving him enough space.
He's giving him chances. He's
giving him
rope.
That matchup yesterday.
So when when Arteta eventually takes him out of the team, he'd be justified in doing that, and that's not because of dropped performances or dropped energy levels in performances. It's just that things ain't coming up for him. So in my opinion, I really don't think Martinelli got lazy. I just think he's trying too hard. He's got Trossard on his case. He's breathing down his neck. Trossard's probably putting in a 10 out of 10 in training every week, trying to break into the first team.
But Ola, this guy is
a professional. Could be a big kind of pressure for someone like Martinelli.
Martinelli is no longer this youth we normally
I understand, but it don't mean that
this guy's a professional. He's been paid a big lump of sum of money to come play for this football club. And he should be using this chance to actually solidify his place in that team. And it's just good. See, this guy played for Brazil in an international tournament in the World Cup, a big stage. I don't see why he should be fluffing his lines right now. If he's not putting up a goal, at least put up the assist. Put up those assists.
Like I said,
make it work.
This is just a theory of mine. As opposed to me thinking, because I really haven't seen, even though it's not been the Martinelli that we've been seeing, they are not dropped performances in terms of energy levels, are not putting in the shift, are not putting in the work. That's not what I'm seeing on Martinelli. I think Martinelli is being doubled on. I think the tactics and the selection is not working for him because we keep putting Zinchenko on his side when he's really used to Tierney that loves to overlap and take that one extra player away from him. Zinchenko loves to tuck in, and that leaves those two players with Martinelli to beat every single time. And every time that happens, it's hard work to be able to do that consistently, especially when managers are seeing other managers. Look, there's one thing that people are not realizing. We've been the top of the league for an extended period of time in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So there's only one thing all these other 19 managers are doing: plotting and trying to find ways to beat us every time they come and play us. That's their only job. We are the top of the table. So we're the target. We're the one that everybody wants to, whoever's behind us wants to at least get close enough to be able to, pounce if the opening keeps happening. If we keep letting them, keep leaving the door open. We've not slammed the door shut on these teams as of yet. Now, for me, Martinelli is the same thing is happening with Saka, by the way. It's not just Martinelli. The same thing that's happening with Martinelli has been happening with Saka over the last 2 games. Maybe the last 3 games even. I want to say the last 2 games.
Yeah, no, but again, it was of course it was Saka that actually laid that pass, for Trossard to actually get in.
But that was just that. But look at the whole game. Look at the whole game, though. That was one moment of brilliance from Saka, because Saka actually went and pickpocketed one of their players. He had no right to even do that. Any other player would have given up, right? Yeah. He actually went back and pickpocketed the player that had the ball, then went into the box to lay off for Trossard to put the ball in the back of the net, right?
But at least Martinelli should be having a moment, if just one moment of brilliance. I'm sorry, I don't want to just let this go, because I believe he should be doing more. The club has shown big faith in you, in retaining you and bringing you that big contract you've always wanted. You love Arsenal Football Club. It's time for you to see. I don't know what their team talk looks like right now, but again, you have a chance of winning the Premier League. Premier League.
The chance is there.
You should be putting blood, tears, and sweat on that field. So I'm not buying it. If when they're saying he's not in form, Gabriel Jesus is not there to help him. I'm not buying that. He should be putting up performances. There was a ball he got just outside the 18-yard box,
Mm-hmm.
which is meant to just put it neat and sweet, keep it low, and at least get the keeper, at least on his heels. He just skied it. For me,
I mean, all
those
right.
type of
When you look at it,
performances,
and I want to address something here that Jordan said here as well.
it's shocking. It's shocking.
Big up to you, Jordan Williams. He says he disagrees because teams are gonna wanna win against us no matter what position we are.
Mm,
Now, when you say that, right, there are certain teams that will come to us and they're all looking for draws. They're looking to
yeah,
just get something out of the game to go back. Not all the teams are setting up to beat us. Teams are setting up for us not to beat them, and if they get something out of the game, that's how it is. When you look, it's the same thing with Man City. You say,
mm,
you can't say to me every team that's set up against Man City is setting up to beat them when they were winning their 4 league titles out of 5. Not many teams are going there to go and go toe to toe with Man City and beat them. A lot of
and
them are
beat them. Yeah,
setting up to get something out of the game. It's just how it is because of how good they are, how good their football has been, and how superior they are to most teams. And you don't have the personnel, you don't have the efficiency and the know-how to really go toe with
to
them
really go toe
and
to toe with them.
get the 3 points. Now, if you get
See,
the 3 points, it's a
okay,
bonus. If you get the
yeah,
3 points, it's a bonus. But you're not going to set up to go toe to toe with them to get. And a lot of teams know that we've been blowing teams out of the water over the last, say, maybe the previous games up until the Everton game.
the Everton game. See,
With
see, Ola, see, Ola. The
it's
thing is,
almost like, yeah, go on.
the thing is that we've
Mhm.
gotten found out. Our plan A has been found out. These
And
teams,
there's no
see,
plan
they're
B.
not, and there's no plan B.
This
So,
is, I
and even
mentioned this yesterday. You're
Our plan
absolutely
B,
right.
see, Trossard for me should have started that game yesterday. And even if, it, at least we saw enough from Martinelli in the first 45 minutes, that
Mm.
guy should have been changed as we are coming in for that second half. So you know what? Yeah, I've been Mikel Arteta's backer this season, but sometimes I think we have to give him a reality check.
Mm.
A bit. I expected Trossard to come in immediately to change that game because you're coming out from a loss from Everton Football Club. Okay, good. A boogie team. We've not won there in 5 seasons, in 5 years, right? Good and okay. It's 2017, and then
I like
you
how you
need
say a
precious.
boogie team.
But then you need 3 precious points against Brentford. You should be ringing in those changes
Mm.
because when I see the same kind of players or the same first 11 that played in the Everton match
Mm-hmm.
starting again in that Brentford match, it doesn't sit well with me. It shows that you're keeping faith in the same players that messed up the other day. There
Yeah,
should be at least a change, a tweak in the formation because these
I
guys
mean,
have found us out.
again,
Tweak it up, change it up.
just to comment on what you said there. Arteta has actually shown me this season that when things aren't going right, he changes them in terms of substitution, taking Ben White off at halftime. There's been a couple players where he's taking them because they were dropping absolutely rubbish performances. You know,
Yeah.
so in my opinion, I think Arteta's kind of learned in that regard. But what he's not doing, and him getting that out to the players, is in-game
Big
managing.
up, Jess. Jess in the
Yeah,
chat. Big ups
the
to you,
in
Jess.
big
Legend.
up to you, Jez,
Miss
man.
Melina, my friend too, and of course,
Salute to
she's a
Miss Melina, the
consultant to my
Southern
channel.
Gunner.
Big
Big
ups
up
to
to
you,
all of you, man.
Melina.
Craig Molloy,
DSM
I see
Old.
you.
Amy Baba, big ups to you.
Yeah, man.
CFC, Craig AFC, big ups to you. The Southern Gunner. See, yeah, the Southern Gunner say something here. Two of my favorite brothers.
Yeah, man.
Hola. The
I fuck with
Southern
the
Gunner,
Southern Goodness, man.
great
I
guy. I
fuck with
fuck
him
with
heavy,
that
man. I
guy.
fuck with
I
him heavy.
love that guy. I bruv, big ups to you, man. Southern Gunner. See, Ola, continue. You were saying something.
Right.
Let's
So
continue with this Arsenal therapy. We need to
for
talk about this, man.
me, when you look at what Arteta has been doing, it's the in-game management now that I'm questioning, because now we've got our noses in front. We're now 1-0 up. What minute did we score? 70-something minutes, 60-something minutes.
70-something minute.
Right. So we
Bringing
scored in
Jorginho
70-something
shut down
minutes.
the midfield. Oh
Okay.
my
So the
god.
in-game management now is now a thing where you can start to question the players, because they're the ones on the pitch at this point. Where is this Shaka that's been huddling everybody up and making sure that nobody's making mistakes? Nobody's every duel now has to be won. We ain't done it in the first half. The second half, they're still taking the piece. I still see Tony and Buemo linking up, and they're winning everything. Even the
Perfectly.
goal we considered. All right,
Saliba
albeit
loses
it was
11 of
offside.
his duels yesterday, aerial
Albeit,
duels
albeit,
yesterday.
albeit it was
Gabriel
offside.
missing. Oh my god, it's shocking, bro.
Hey Tony, albeit it was offside, but what about challenging for the duels in the box and making
Exactly.
sure you get the ball to safety? We didn't do any of that for the goal that we considered, right? So obviously 2020 is,
It's painful,
hindsight
man.
2020
It
and all
hurts.
that
It
stuff.
hurts. It's
Yeah.
painful.
But still, when you watch that goal in real time, at that point when I was watching in real time, I did not see the offside. I did not see it one bit. The thing that I was more infuriated with was, why did we not clear the ball out? Why did we not get that ball out? Why didn't we do it? Why?
Immediately.
You
See,
know,
we'll come back to that. See, Ola, yeah. For some reason, Mama Flossie. See, I just met this lady a
big up
day
Mama
ago,
Flossie, man.
and
Salute
she's
to Mama
now a
Flossie.
member of my channel. Mama
Oh,
Flossie, big ups to you, and me and you will still do some great things to come. Big ups to you, Mama Flossie. Thank you for
salute to Mama
becoming a
Flossie.
member of my channel. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. See, yeah, Ola. There is a comment I saw here, yeah. I just left that comment for you so that you would tackle it. See,
Yeah, let's have a
this is
look.
it. This is it from my good friend across the pond, Sports Talk. Balogun 1, J. David 2. All ahead of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. See, is this a failure of our recruitment in the January transfer window? Should we, instead of haggling with all this stuff, go to the league on and say, you know what, yeah? We have our striker who's there, Balogun. He's outscoring Mercy. He's outscoring Nima. He's scoring Mbappe,
Mhm.
for crying out loud. And bring this guy back for him to win us the league. What is wrong in it? What is
Um,
wrong?
number
How
one, it
can we have
depends.
a striker who is
Number
killing
one,
in the French league and we're looking for goals in the Premiership to win a
right?
title?
Let me put some perspective on this. Number one,
Oh,
when we sent him out in the summer, it was put in the contract that it was going to be a season-long loan. So that's already set in stone. Maybe there's no recall clauses in there to be able to get him back from that loan. And if there's
I
no
think
recall,
no, Ola, there was a possibility, but
if
they
there's no,
just wanted
if
him to
there's
stay there. There was a possibility because I knew
okay,
they asked Mikel Arteta and the lots of them.
mm-hmm.
He said that no, we're not going to recall him. Nothing like that is going to happen. So see, this is modern day transfer businesses. They
Mm-hmm.
put these clauses in those in those
Yeah, because all I
loan
heard
stuff.
is that it was is all I heard is that I as far as I'm concerned, all I heard is he's going out on a season-long loan. And when a player goes out on a season-long loan in that way, generally, I don't think there are recall clauses in those season-long loans. You could be right. There might be one in there. They might put one in there, and Arsenal don't want to exercise it. I wouldn't understand why if there was one in, but we don't know this for a fact. But just hypothetically, there's one in there, then I
Yeah.
don't see why Arsenal can't utilize it. The only other thing they could be thinking is when Jesus comes back, how much game time, since we're out of the League Cup, we're out of the FA Cup, how much game time can we really offer him, Jesus, nketiah, and potentially trossard that could also play in that same position as
in
well.
that same position.
So it
No,
cannot.
but see, Nketiah was not good yet. He's not. It's not good enough. Me and you had our reservations, about this. See, or like, no matter how we dress it, he scored 5 goals in 9 games or whatever. But see, it's not helping the team now. Let's
No,
let's say the truth. Let's
no,
speak
of
facts
course,
here, bro.
of course,
Because this is
of
an
course,
Arsenal therapy, and we're both Arsenal fans.
of
It's not
course.
like maybe we're in enemy territory.
No,
Then
no,
we'll
no, no.
cover up some things.
Bro.
Eddie
The
Nketiah was
thing,
just
the
moving
thing,
like a headless chicken yesterday.
the
He
thing
didn't
that,
have any idea, any
of
understanding,
course,
any technicality about that game.
bro.
Walking in the lateral line, you see the reason why we're missing Gabriel Jesus. Even in that same match yesterday, if you see the way the camera was just pinpointing Gabriel Jesus in the stand, see, it tells you it's not a coincidence. It tells you what's really going on. Arsenal is missing a Gabriel Jesus in that team. That's what I've been talking about.
No, no,
So
absolutely. I mean, look, Gabriel Jesus has been very, very influential in a lot of the things that we were doing earlier on in the season. Some of the results that we were getting in, earlier on in the season, it was very, very instrumental. It was very, very. Is a key part of what we was doing, right?
mm,
And we didn't think nketiah could do this, but to me, I think the league is worked out how we use nketiah as well, because they were isolating him. They isolated him the whole
the
of that game
whole
yesterday.
game,
He
the
had
whole
nothing.
game,
They
the whole
they
game. He
isolated
couldn't
him.
impose himself into the game.
Isolated
Poor,
him.
shocking performance. Shocking. Can't believe
Isolated
my
him.
eyes yesterday.
And when you actually look at it and think, okay, so this is what's going on here. What are we as a team? What are we gonna do to change it? What are we gonna do to change it? And this is what I said. We brought on Trossard. Trossard changed it momentarily. Him combined with Saka, changed it to get our noses in front. We went 1-0 up. Now the in-game, you see, this is the things that I want to start seeing from Arsenal, because when we're in situations like this, how to manage the game and
Mm,
see the game out, how to see out. Chelsea used to be brilliant at that thing there, where they just see out 1-0. That season where they were winning league, they
mm.
they knew how to see out 1-0
1
games,
0, 1-0.
especially when they're not playing well. They know how to see it out. It's why all this
Okay,
park the bus thing came up.
Ola, does
Mhm.
Arteta take? Should he shoulder some of the blame for yesterday? Because see,
I
yeah,
think I
I,
think
I, I
he
see
should.
other
I
I
think
see
he
other
should.
coaches. I see their tactics. When a goalie scored in that kind of minute, towards the end of the game, they ring in the changes. Why did we spend 12 million pounds on Jorginho, who can't get into the team now because Thomas Partey is somehow well and okay? How can we have this guy to come in and at least lock up shop in that midfield
Mm,
now that we've gotten a goal?
mm,
Close that place totally up. Why do we have these defensive guys down there and you know and Tony and Mbuemo are running our guys ragged in our 18-yard box? Saliba can't win a duel. Gabriel is just moving like a headless chicken everywhere.
mm,
Bruv, I was totally, see, I was, I had a watch along on, yesterday. I
yeah.
was totally pissed. I was just, because I had Liverpool fans and other fans, on my show, I was just keeping it because I didn't want to lose it in front of these guys here. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was pissed with the way we're playing yesterday, man. Absolutely shocking. Everyone on my phone today, of course, the enemies have been out there. They've just been texting me since morning. You say you're gonna win the league now, and see it. And everyone is just coming to have a pop at me at this time. See, Ola, to what extent does Mikel Arteta take or shoulder the blame for yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, in terms of the game management, I think his coaching staff, pull your captain to one side and remind them how important it is to secure this win.
Yeah.
And
See, Ola.
for me, yeah.
See, we have something here. They assembled, and it's a question. Yeah. Tony, something isn't clicking in the midfield. Arsenal's tactics have been rumbled, and we haven't got a plan B. What do you have to say, Ola?
Um, we need to start. We needed to make this plan B from a while back, because if plan A isn't working, and this is where I think some of the substitutions, especially not introducing Kieran Tierney into the team, into games where teams are doubling up on us, because they know for a fact Zinchenko doesn't offer no overlap. So why should they be worried about not doubling up on us? If we have a player that's constantly going on the overlap every single time that Martinelli gets the ball or Saka gets the ball, it gives them something to think about, and then it changes the dynamic of the defense. But we're sticking with Zinchenko, and I'm not saying Zinchenko is a bad player, but it's horses for courses. When we're playing teams that are going to be
Ola
open,
is cooking. Ola is
when we're
cooking.
playing teams that are going to be that are going to be open, they're going to want to come toe to toe with us. The Chelseas of this world, the Manchester United, the Man Cities, maybe even the
Yeah.
Liverpools, that are going to come. Then that Zinchenko role and Ben White role, it suits those type of teams a lot better. But teams that are going to come with us on low blocks, like the Evertons, the Brentford, and they want to catch us on the counter, we need to offer players like Kieran Tierney that will offer that overlap, and we're not doing that at the moment. And again, that has to go on Arteta's shoulder,
Oh,
because
that's a shoulder. Yeah.
he's the one
He
that
has
should
to
be
take
making
part of the
those calls.
blame. He has
He's the
to.
one that should be making them calls, and he's not making those calls. And even Stevie Wonder, I said it last time. Even Stevie Wonder could see it. We're getting doubled up every time, and we're not doing anything to change it. So
To change it.
They're comfortable. The things that the Brentford, the Everton, they got comfortable, and they could see that we're not changing it. And if we're not changing it, why should they be worrying about it? They're not worried about it, because they now know that we're setting that tactics that we're playing, and the system that we're playing, and we're not willing to change it. We're not willing to compromise on it. We're not willing to shift on it, to try and open up the game a little bit more and give them something different to think about. And I honestly believe, if we start bringing and offering Kieran Tierney a lot more into some of this thing, maybe not on Wednesday when we play Man City, but we're going to have Villa after that, right? And they're
But
probably going to
again,
come
see,
and do the
I do
same,
think
and
that
come
Kieran
come back
Tierney
and do
should
the same thing.
play. I do think that Kieran Tierney should play in that Man City game, because you cannot just be trying one thing again, and again. It's becoming predictable. You have to switch it up a little bit.
Of course, but this
See,
is why I said
I
it's
like
horses
a
for courses.
Zinchenko, but at least in the second half, in the 65th minute, 70th minute, give Kieran Tierney a go. Give him a go. That, it's as simple as that, right? At least let
Look,
Kieran Tierney have a go. Switch up
I,
the plan a little bit,
I,
at least
I,
for someone
I
who
agree.
could overlap in that, in that flank, and get a few balls, to be crossed. The same way Trossard got a pass yesterday from Saka. It was from that right flank, and he got that crossing instantly. We had a poacher who was down there. So somehow I just feel that we're just missing those direct crosses. You know, into the 18-yard box for Arsenal to actually have a goal. It's a problem, and I think that Mikel Arteta, even if I'm one of his biggest supporters,
Mm.
uh, I think he should, he should come for the blame yesterday. Ola, let's go into a much more bigger fish. We have a more bigger fish to fry. The officials, VR,
Bigger
a
fish to
bigger
fry,
fish to
FC. Yeah.
fry. See, yeah, we have the Southern Gunner here. He says, yeah, he says, let's go into the charts and see what our guys are saying before we go fry that bigger fish. And after that, we'll go to Man
Bro,
City
I hope you're
for
gonna
Wednesday.
I hope you're gonna put some seasoning on this bigger fish you're about to fry, man.
Some seasoning
Because there
should be
was
there.
no seasoning on that game yesterday, man. It was dead.
Ola,
No seasoning.
You're gonna be the one to put the seasoning today. See, yeah, the Southampton Gunner says, yeah, Trossard should be starting, and Martinelli is out of gas. Yeah, has anyone noticed goals are drying up? It's true, Southampton Gunner, the goals are drying up, and he says, yeah, with nketiah and Saka, Tony, I told you. You said it. That January was going to haunt us. No plan B. I completely agree.
Yeah,
Ola, do you
it's
agree with
right.
our brothers out in Gunner?
It's right. It's right. And I said the same thing about Saka earlier on. That that was the goal that we got was just from a moment of brilliance
A moment of
from
brilliance.
Saka. We weren't really in it like that. We already lost the ball. Saka went to get it back, to get back into the box, to feed it to Trossard, for Trossard to put in the back of the goal. But when you actually look at the whole thing, Nketiah has been isolated. Saka's been doubled up on. Martinelli's been doubled up on. So when you look at these are offensive players,
Offensive
our
players
most
that are
offensive
usually very,
players,
very dynamic,
very
usually anyway.
dynamic, our most offensive players, and they've been shut out by doubling up on them, and that's just down to the system that we're playing, because we're playing
But again, if
fullbacks
they're
are tucking
doubling,
in and
if
not
they're
offering
doubling that
overlaps.
again, see, yeah. But again, that calls to question our midfield and our attacking midfielders. If they're being doubled on, if our wingers are being doubled up on, then they should be able to be some, at least a level of created spaces that, for instance, Odegaard should be, getting in, in the middle and creating chances through the
It's very.
middle. If Saka is being
I
doubled
know
up
what
on,
you're saying, but it's very, very
people like
difficult.
Zaka should be in on the act and
I know
creating
what you're
chaos
saying,
in
and I
and
don't want to
about that.
excuse these guys. Trust me, I don't want to. It looks like I'm giving them excuses, and I don't want to excuse these guys.
No, you're
But
not
when,
giving us.
but
I see where
but
you're going. I
but when
completely
but
get
when
it. But
when you're playing against a team that's they constantly giving you low blocks and they're trying to counter on you, right?
yeah,
You gotta worry about your back doors as well, right? And for me, I keep with Odegaard again, another one that gets shut out very easily in games like this, where the other teams are playing low block, right? Once
yeah,
they shut out that passage where he can't thread that ball through, because we know what he's like. He loves to thread that nice little ball through. It's nice to find
yeah,
that nice through pass. But when there's a jungle in front of you, when I'm talking about low block, it's a low block jungle. When the low block jungle is in front of you and you can't see the doors from the trees, it starts to look difficult to find that killer pass, to find Nketiah to do what he does, to find Saka to do what he does, to find Martinelli to do what he does. So we're now being reliant on Xhaka and Partey. And when I see Xhaka and Partey yesterday, they were playing high risk, high reward passes that wasn't coming off. None of it was coming off. It was crazy the amount of unforced errors that I saw from all our players yesterday. And on
shocking.
top of that, not winning the duels that we're in, not winning the second balls. Bro, we're not doing the basics right. And if we
The
don't do the
basics,
basics right, if we're
exactly.
not doing the basics correctly, we're never going to get no joy. Everything is now throwing mud at the wall and seeing what sticks. Then there's no more plan. There's just guesswork. There's no plan to what we're doing, because we've already been rumbled with the A plan. The A plan is already rumbled with, right? So
Yeah,
only these other big teams that like they like to bring the game to you as well. Maybe we're gonna get a little bit of joy there. Look at the game we had with Man United. It was tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat. We ended up with 3-2, because they kept coming at us, we kept going at them, right? But when you look at
yeah.
these other teams as well, that's just, it's just harder for us at this moment in time
Big up the
to.
football capital. Onome is in the chat. Jess Collins is in the chat. See, yeah. Some of our enemies have come in, enemies and friends. Football capital is a friend of mine, but he's a Manchester United fan. He owns a
Oh,
very, very good channel. Guys, go support him down there. Jess is also in the channel too. A big friend of mine, mentor of mine too, is here too. Jess, go support his channel down there. Jez, lovely guy, lovely Arsenal channel down there, and the Football Capital, lovely channel down there too. Go support these guys here. See, Ola, we have something on the screen. While Martinelli haven't been the same since they came back from the World Cup. Is this a World Cup thing?
um,
Is this a World
I
Cup
don't
thing?
even want to put on a World Cup thing, because I personally, I just think he needs taking out of the firing line. Take him out of the firing line. That's why you brought Trossard. You buy him, use him, utilize him. That's why he's there. You buy him, utilize the player, and he's a good player. So with Martinelli, it needs to be taken out of the firing line. I believe we needed adequate cover for Saka in case something happens to it. We didn't get that in the January window. We didn't get that cover for Saka, right? If something happens to Saka right now, or Saka start dropping 2 out of 10s, are we just going to stick with him the same way we stuck with Willian all those seasons ago?
We knew this drop off will come. We knew this drop off will come.
We should
Why
have been
wasn't a
prepared
winger
for it.
brought
We should
in?
have been prepared for it. We should have been better prepared for this. You know, we should have been better prepared for it. And big up to King's Football Show. This is big up Tony and Ola, and big up Chiggy.
Hey, King Football Show.
But
my brother,
never forgotten. Salute to you, man. That's a big comment right there, man.
See,
yeah, man.
Ola,
big love.
see, let's fry this big fish here waiting for us to fry.
Let me get my Maggie cube and my.
Please just get the spices.
Let me get the chili.
Spices,
let me get the salt. Yeah.
Get the spices, my brother. See, Ola. Ola, are you ready to fry this fish now?
Yeah, lay the fish on the table. Let's see how big this fish is.
Ola, I watched the Manchester City match this evening. Yeah. While that game was going on, yeah, in their first goal, the VAR was quick to give the goal. No scrutiny, nothing. There were a series of balls that Aston Villa blocked off. And quickly it went to VAR for a check. Right. Like, so swiftly. Like, the way VAR works for Manchester City, it works swiftly and efficiently. Like, very good. It's very good. I watched that Manchester United match. Oh, my God. Perfect. They get every fouls. They get every little issue that has to do with Manchester United and Manchester City with this VAR. It works very well and it works efficiently. But yeah, see, Ola, when it comes to Arsenal Football Club, they are brain dead. They have no single brains in their head. It's like they removed the brains inside and just put a head, on this referee.
Breaking news: I'm hearing Erling Haaland is injured. Please confirm it for me. If you look and find, I've just seen it on FPL, on the Premier League app. So,
oh my God.
And this came in 35 minutes ago. So if anybody can confirm it, please go online.
If anyone can confirm
check,
it, please.
confirm
Anyone
it for
in
us.
the chat, please confirm that Haaland is injured because, see, I'm shameless. Ola, I hope you're shameless, bro. I hope you're shameless, bro. I'll give anything for that league title, bro. I'm already in it. I've given up a lot, bro, for this man. See, we need to win that title, yeah. But see,
I gave up on second place long time ago. I want to win this title, bro. I want to win this title. I want to win it so bad.
Ola, tell me why, in God's name, will Lee Mason, someone who was born in Manchester United, who was born in Manchester, I'm sorry for that, United, who was born in Manchester, is handling the VAR down there. And do you know what they said? He forgot to put the lines on the offside track.
Right.
For that goal. If not, it would have been disallowed. Can you believe this? Ola, no. Please fry this fish for us.
Okay.
Fry it.
Number one, where Lee Mason is from is, for me, is irrelevant to this talk. What he did is very relevant. He's incompetent, useless. These guys, they get paid to do a job, a simple job. Just put a line on the thing. Yeah? That's all. It's simple. Simple. Just put a line and see who's on and who's off. And this is not the first time. We're talking the Newcastle game. We got apologies. We're talking the United game. We got apologies. These are games that we're dropping points in. So the 3 league games, apart from the Everton game, which in a way you could look at some of the decisions in there as well. But I'll leave the Everton game out of it because I just think we went up to levels in that game. Simple as. Shondai just came up and played Shondai football and he maneuvered us. And even in the preview, we did say this is not the first time that Sean Dyche has been able to get the better of Arteta. So I'm going to leave that one out. But this one, this Brentford game, the Newcastle game, which had at least 2 penalty shouts in, right? That they came out later on and then apologized and said, yeah, it should have been a penalty. And the game at Old Trafford, ruling a Martinelli goal, right? And again, apologies, right? So look at those 3 games and look at the points that we've dropped in those games, right? Had we had those points, again, I said about shoulda, coulda, woulda.
See,
But
they are all
this ain't no shoulda,
all
coulda,
those
woulda
points
situation.
dropped are in games that we
They're
genuinely
piling
drop
up.
points in,
They're
and
piling up.
They're piling up. So I'm surprised that many of our fan base are not really taking it seriously. Can't you see the bigger picture?
I know
They
people
want this
say,
title
people
to
like
go
to
to
say,
Man
oh
City.
yeah, it'll even itself out. I've heard that plenty of time. Oh yeah, these things has a way of evening itself out. I don't want it to even itself out. I don't want you to make that mistake in the first place. Do your job properly.
Do your
job. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. And it's not even like you're the ref making that decision in real time. If we didn't have VAR, then I can understand if a ref or linesman made that human error. That's a human error. If the linesman on the pitch and the referee on the pitch, without no other kind of assistance, made an error like that, I would accept it as human error. But when you have the technology to get that human error and correct it properly, and you still mismanaging that technology, it makes it hard to accept. It makes it hard to figure out what the hell's going on, other than drawing conspiracy theories
it's okay.
on
It's the
what's going on with us.
blockheads that they have in that room. It's the blockheads they have in that room. Those guys are not fit. See, it's the same thing, yeah? Is it not the same referees that we've seen them ref on the pitch? They're the same guys. And let's don't paint this VAR as if it's something that's a technology that there are people operating this thing. Lee Mason, who doesn't know how to ref on the pitch, is handling a big game like that for us. A deciding game for us. That guy is handling it. Completely shocking. And you know what? Yeah, Ola, they're gonna call these guys here. They're gonna give them a slap on the wrist. They will give them a break, which is okay. They'll give them a suspension, which is technically a break with paid, with a paid break per se. Go on a suspension, but it's a paid break. And these guys will come back and say, "Hunt Arsenal."
Hey, Tony, listen. This is what I want.
There's no punishment.
I want this.
What's a punishment?
I want these refs arrested, bruv. Yeah, I want them locked up. Yeah, trust me. How bad? How can we be in the best league in Europe,
in the world?
Maybe in the world, and we got the worst referees.
Let's just give the title to City.
Like, what's going on?
Them. And you know what, Ola? You see, yeah, Ola. You know what, yeah.
I don't understand them.
I even do think that all these charges they brought. See, this FA is corrupt. What they're doing to Arsenal. See, yeah. You see these charges they brought on ManCity. It will be a slap on the wrist. I've seen it already. It will be a slap on the wrist. It will be a slap on the wrist. They'll just give them a fine and they'll close this case. Trust me. It's what I found out. That's what they're gonna do. And Man City will escape with that and escape with the trophy again. So how is that fair? How is that fair?
I mean, and the whole existence of
all these
of
breaches they found out. It wasn't that it was the FA that was like looking into it. It wasn't them. It was a hacker that got into all this stuff and brought it out. And of course, people feasted on it. It was brought to the FA, not that they went fishing for it. So for me, they're all part of this. They're all part of this carcass and this mafia. See, Ola, wait, explain to me, how do you rob Arsenal off point in Old Trafford?
Look,
rob us off penalties in against the game in Newcastle in our own home and in our own home again.
Yeah, man. Let me just say something here.
That is vital to our title charge.
Yeah, Jez just raised the point here.
It's shameful and disgraceful, my brother.
Yeah, Tony, Jez just raised the point here. He just raised the point here in the last comment, and I just wanted to
highlight that. I'll go straight to that, man. It's shocking, man. It's shocking. Big ups, Uncle Anfield Rods and BX Gunner, man. Big ups to you, my brothers, man. Yeah, Ola, please shout
Right.
us out.
So just says, why do people always look for excuses? It's simple. We don't have a good enough squad depth. It's facts. And if you can't see that, then what do you see? Now, just if you went for this PGMOL refereeing committee that keeps coming out and saying they're making these mistakes, we can't they can't put out that they're making these mistakes and making apologies to us, and then we just ignore it and sweep it under
We
the
just
carpet.
ignore. No, Jess, we can't ignore it, man.
We can't.
We can't.
It's
We can't.
because they're coming out. If those apologies weren't coming in,
Hmm.
I already took that loss on the chin. It felt like a loss. Look at me calling it a loss.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a draw, but it felt
Hmm.
like a loss. You know,
Hmm.
it felt like a loss because I felt like we got soccer punched. You
Yeah, we
know,
got cheated.
we-
Exactly.
I felt like we got soccer, but like I said, in real time in that game, I wasn't even talking about all this referee business because I
Yeah,
felt
yeah. That's why we even touched on the
I,
gameplay first before we even
exactly.
got
I
into
thought it
this
was a
issue.
good goal. I thought it was a
Mm.
good goal. I was even saying, why are people complaining? I didn't see nothing wrong with that goal. You know, in my eyes, I just thought it was bad defending. We didn't clear the ball out when we were supposed to. We
Mm.
were losing all the duels, like we've been saying. It wasn't good enough. I'm not excusing that performance at all. It wasn't good enough. But the facts that you just stated in your comment there, Jez, like you said, is facts. The facts is the PGMOL, as they've come out and they've made an apology
An
that
apology.
the goal that they gave was offside. It should not be offside because of the technology that they have at their disposal. These mistakes
Exactly.
should not be happening, and that's all I wanted to say to that, Jess. But they're the ones giving us this reason to maybe see as an excuse. But they came out apologizing for something that they did wrong that has now cost us 3 points to 1 point.
And
And I
just they
think
don't make this mistake with Man City. That's a point I raised in the first place. They're not making this mistake. In fact, they check every move for Man City in order to give them penalties and laughable and clownish set
and and
pieces.
and and
They
and
give
and,
these to these guys
Tony
less
here.
scrutiny. For ours, we've been given all these excuses and apologies why points have been ripped off from our gameplay. It doesn't help us in any way. It's good and okay to know that our squad is not doing well. Good. We take that, under the chin. Good. We understand that. But again, if the field is not a level playing field for everyone to actually enjoy the game of football, then what are we playing for in the first place? You can as well just hand the title to Man City because we
Hundred
don't need to
percent,
play. We don't even need to have a good squad
100%. And
if the refs
BX
are
gonna
joking.
here. BX gonna here just made a very good point. Our passing was terrible. It was terrible. Looked
Hmm.
just as criminal as the refs, and we did ourselves no favors. And that's what I said at the first part of our conversation, that we need to hold
Hmm.
these players accountable because of the amount of unforced errors. The amount of unforced errors that that we have going on in the team when we're playing football. It's almost
Hmm.
like we getting we're getting real, we're getting pushed into those sort of things. All right, Jez just dropped another comment here. Big up to you, Jez. And Jez
Jet
says,
is
Ola,
dropping bombs.
he says, Ola, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about squad depth. And stop with this bull about Arsenal being cheated. It happens everywhere. Like I said, I'm not talking about Arsenal being cheated. But when these refs are coming out apologizing for cheating us,
Apologizing for cheating us.
we can't sweep it under the carpet. I'm not the one bringing it up. They're the one
We're
bringing
not
it
the
up.
one bringing up the excuse.
They're the
It's
ones
the
bringing it
board
up. I'm not the
itself.
one looking for it.
They're
They
telling us
brought it
that we
up.
were cheated.
You
So,
know, if
Jess,
they're
I
bringing
don't
it
know
up,
where this
we
is
gotta
going to,
address it.
but it has to be spoken about. It's not even us bringing about these excuses. It's they themselves that are telling us that, you know what, yeah, you've been cheated on.
Yeah,
And
we robbed you.
so do you want us to just, but Jess, do you want us to just keep short about it? No, you have to judge everything. You don't leave one side and leave. No, you judge everything. Yes, our squad depth is horrible. I've criticized it on the show here. That's the
we've
first thing we
already
talked
cooked.
about.
Like,
We've
where's the
talked
cover for
about that
Saka?
here.
I mentioned that earlier on. We don't have a
Even
cover for Saka.
Martinelli
You know,
we hit him up here.
we just about got one for Martinelli. I don't think we've got
Even
adequate.
Arteta, we hit
Adequate.
Arteta down here too. So
You know,
everyone, all of them, even the FA, everyone
everybody's
is
got it.
getting it.
Trust me. You know, we put some rocket up those players, up those teams, the full team. For me, they need to take accountability, right? But at the same time, in the same token, when these refs, if they didn't say that and sent out those statements or whatever, I wouldn't even be talking about this, because, like I said, I'm not one to make excuses about the ref this or evens that. I don't. That doesn't bother. I said it earlier on. Never leave it in the hands of the judges. We got to look at ourselves first. We got to look at ourselves first. I said that. I've maintained that earlier on, and I still stand on it. I stand 10 toes on that. Yeah, that we got to look at ourselves first. But when this refereeing committee are now putting out statements, not once, not twice, this is the third time.
The third time.
You got to start looking at it and say, what's going on?
In all the games we've lost this season. That's how mad it is. That's how horrible it is.
You know.
King's football show says here every team. But Jez, I would like to come on your show and we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this, Jez. No. We have to talk about this, Jez. It's a lovely topic to talk about because we cannot see, Jez. We cannot be playing on a level playing field, and these other guys are enjoying the benefits of VAR. No, Jess. We can't be doing that. We cannot be playing.
I mean, it happened to Wolves as well. It happened to Wolves. How they send Lemina off?
These guys cannot
just running towards the
full
ref.
benefits of VAR, and Arsenal is on the back end of horrible decisions by these referees, and they're coming to tell us to our face that you're being cheated out of the title.
I hate crying about refs. I hate talking about refs. You know what I mean? I hate
excuses, but this one has to be talked about. It's a big fish that we have to fry. We have to talk about it. I'm sorry, Jess. We have to talk about this one. As well as our squad depth. Arteta needs to show that some blame too. In this, Edu needs to
definitely
show
not
the blame
excusing,
for,
not definitely not excusing them away from that. You can't excuse the depth of our squad from the recruitment thing. There's no getting away from it. There's no getting away from it. We still don't have adequate cover for Partey. We don't have adequate cover for Saka. We don't have the one that I thought maybe they brought in for that. They loaned him out in Marquinhos. So we don't have those covers right there. And I get where Jez is coming from, because Jez doesn't like outside influences determining the result of our game, and I understand it. The bottom line of this whole thing is, if PGMOL ain't coming out saying that, oh yeah, we're sorry, we keep robbing you, it's hard to ignore. It will still happen again.
It will happen again. It will happen again. It will happen again. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Arteta should get all these things correctly, in the first place, so that we don't start resorting to this thing in the long run again. Because the refs are failing us. So why should we fail ourselves?
And I said this earlier on, Jess. Please, just I'm addressing it because obviously you've directed the comment to us. I salute to you, but I'm trying to say, right? Please hear me out. That our in-game management, for me, is the reason why we lost this game. Not even the fact that we got robbed, but because I didn't know we got robbed at the time. I didn't even know that.
You said that in the show, yeah.
I didn't even know that, right? For me, it was more our in-game management, the way we managed the game once we got our noses in front. Yeah, we didn't play well. Yeah, we didn't unforced errors galore, but we got our noses in front through a moment of brilliance from Saka and Trossard, right? And once we secure that in 75 minutes, we should be astute enough as a team to be able to see that game out, to be able to see a 1-0, to be able to employ dark arts if you have to. All great teams all champions, teams that win leagues. That's what they do. They
That's
employ
what they
dark.
do.
They
Roll
waste
on the
time.
floor,
They
fall off
slow
for
down the
like
tempo of the
three,
game.
4, 5
You know what I
minutes.
mean?
And see, yeah, teams like Newcastle did these things and they got away with it. They got away with it. Roll on the floor, fall off on the floor, stay
Yeah.
for like 5 minutes. Let the ball be played in that remaining like 20 minutes. Let the ball be played for about 6, 7 minutes. All these things, they do this dark art, but we are just see, yeah, Ola man. I don't know,
And
man. I'm just pissed off,
the
bro.
same thing
I'm
happened
pissed
with
off.
Chelsea. Look at what happened with Wolves. I mean, these referees that are being paid big amount of money to do a proper job to eliminate human error, that's clear and obvious. Clear and
Obvious.
obvious, they said. This is what they told us. Yeah, we're just going along with what they're telling us. This is what they told us. And they're just making a mockery of the game. You
A
know,
mockery of the game, bro.
I wish offside rule was left how it was from back in the, I
From
don't
back
even
in the
know.
day, it was
I don't even
better.
know why they tampered with it, because there was nothing wrong with the offside rule. Nothing
Because
wrong with it.
City is getting all the points with the refs by their side, and
I'm not
it's
even
working
worried
well for
about.
Manchester United. They're not having any problems with VAR. But when it comes to Arsenal, they're stealing our goals and telling us to face you're being robbed, and actually we're telling you that you're being robbed, bro. It doesn't make
And
it make
it's
sense
not
to
just
me.
one time. You know,
Make it make sense to me. I saw
it's
that
been a
game,
few times now.
Man City against Aston Villa today. Lots of checks for penalties on forced errors for Manchester City
Did they
today
remember to draw the
alone.
lines?
Oh, of course, the lines are with them down there. They have it for Man City. Okay, good and okay. King's Football says, yeah, every team, including champions, has a dip in form. When your form is down, the last thing you need is for refs to give a goal that's not a goal. The ref in Premier League are useless, and of course, every other person recognizes this fact too. That that this refereeing decisions are becoming
Mm.
something, some sort of
And big up Mama Flossie
Mama Flossie.
for that comment there. VAR operator, she says, have cost teams, not just us, teams
Big up
this
CFCOG.
season, right? And she says, yet they are not being held accountable. They think an apology will make it right, but it doesn't. They should be put in front of the cameras to explain their decisions. Spot on, Mama Flossie.
Spot on, Mama Flossie.
You know, I believe the referees should have their own internal affairs, like the IA that the police people
Exactly.
them got. There should be
They
people that
just
should
give
be
these
able,
guys
yes,
break. They give them a
yes.
break.
They should be, they should
That's
be able
all.
to have a committee
Nothing.
that
No
actually
accountability.
calls
No
their integrity into
responsibility.
question.
Oh, no. It doesn't work in that way. Where's the fairness? If Man City is getting in on all these results and they're benefiting from VAR, Manchester United having no problems whatsoever benefiting from VAR, why does Arsenal have to be at the back end of all this evil and wickedness in the league?
I
Why?
mean, look,
Why should it be us?
I'm not even trying
Why?
to say I'm not even trying to say they're picking us out to do this to us. I just think they're incompetent as a whole. They're doing it to all the teams in the league. They're doing it to Chelsea. They did it to Wolves the other day. Sent off a player that he did nothing, and I'm hoping that Lemina gets that card overturned. I hope it
Hmm.
does, because there was nothing wrong with that. And VAR again should have intervened in that. I said, bro, what are you doing? Why are you sending that brother? What did he do? Was there
Hmm.
dissent? Did he say anything to you? I want the mics to be audible so we can
Yeah.
hear what they're actually discussing, because
Big up Slice. Yeah.
I think that will clear up a lot of the things that are being discussed while things are being checked. And I
Yeah.
understand. Look, we can't rely on bad decisions.
Yeah, true,
Our,
true.
our
I know
own
where Jess is
destinies,
coming
our
from,
own
actually.
destiny is always should always be in our own hands,
In our own
right?
hands, right?
Our own destiny should always be in our own hands. But when we have incompetent people that are enforcing the rules of the game that you're playing for your destiny to be in your own hands, and they're making incorrect decisions, when they have a technology that can make that incorrect decision a correct decision, and
Incorrect decision.
they're choosing not to use it, It's, you know what I mean. They choosing not to use it, it then becomes a
Hey,
problem.
no,
And
imagine
that's
the
all I'm going to say on the
excuse.
matter.
Imagine the excuse. He didn't put the lines. That, no, Ola, no, like make it make sense.
No,
Wait,
it's
is it, no, wait. It isn't the very thing you're checking in the VAR the lines? Isn't it the lines you're using to check?
I mean,
And
the assembled just says here, big up the assembled. He says here,
oh
nothing is
my
fair in life to somebody,
God, in
somewhere.
this guy.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. And I agree with you. Nothing is fair. But there are some people, there's some people that that are being paid to make correct decisions every time that that a game is being played. And
Mm,
if they're incompetent, if I'm incompetent at my job, I will get fired. Or at
true,
least I'll get disciplinary. And I don't
true.
get paid all these thousands. I will get disciplinary. I will get called into the office. They will want to find out why I've been incompetent in my role. And these people should be questioned in their roles as well. And I understand you, Jess, saying how many times has it gone in our favor when it shouldn't have.
But
Right?
how many times? Maybe only the game against Manchester United or something like that this season. Yeah, yeah. But Man City get to have
And I,
lots of
and
benefits
and I
from
said
the
something
VAR. Man
earlier on
United
about
get to have tons of of
and I said
benefits from
something
this.
earlier on. I did say something
Are we
earlier
not in
on,
the
Jess.
same league?
I did say something earlier on that I don't
Yeah,
even want it to even out. I don't want it evening out. I just want everybody to do their jobs correctly.
to do their
And if
jobs
they do their
correctly.
jobs
Yeah,
correctly, things should even out properly, how it's supposed to
properly.
even out.
Exactly.
That,
You
that,
cannot
that's
call
that's
this the
that's
best
my
league in the
take on it.
world
We can't
when the
keep
refs
excusing these
are
refs.
messing up and messing the whole decisions up. But anyway, see, Ola, enough of this refereeing because it's a divisive stuff. I really get that. But
No, no, no,
Ola,
no. I mean, as
what?
long as it's a healthy one, that's
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean.
a
As long
healthy
as it's a
one.
healthy one,
It's a healthy one because
it's
I
all good.
believe we need
It's
to
all
talk
good.
about it. We need to talk about it. We need to because these guys cannot be telling us that they're making mistakes, and it. At the end of the day, it's the point that we should be using to, to win the title that these guys are chopping off through mistakes, and it doesn't work well. It's not a level playing field for everyone. Make it a level playing field for everyone to competitively go in there and do the jobs and get points that they deserve to get. So, referees they should be having
I
responsibility
just want
and
everybody to do their jobs right.
accountability.
You know what
Do
I
your
mean? And
job right. Do your job, and let
it's not
Arsenal
too
do
much to
their own
ask.
job
Yeah.
right. It's simple as that. Make it a level playing field, not making Man City's life a better life, a good one, an utopian one, and Manchester United making it so good for them, and making Arsenal's life such a dystopian one. A horrible life to live. It doesn't work in that way, man. It doesn't work in that way. See, but we'll leave the topic anyway. Good and
Yeah, man.
okay. The final topic, Ola, see, we'll have a crunch match on Wednesday with
Mhm.
Manchester City. What do you think, Ola?
The assemble just said it. What will be Arsenal's response?
Mm,
What will be our response to the results that we've been seeing over the last couple games? And again, I reiterate, I do not want to like completely show that this losing of points to just refereeing decisions. I left Everton out of it because I give them the flowers. I give them the credit for doing what they did. We now have
yeah.
to respond. We now have to go out and show that we can compete at this level. We now have to go out and show that we want this. It's just a case of who wants it more. We need to start showing that we want it more. We need to start showing that we care about the 3 points. And yesterday, it's a big red flag for me in terms of not showing how much we want the points because we got our noses in front and the in-game management was pants. It was rubbish. We need to be better. We need to control. I see glimpses of us doing that before, you know, but that's just it's almost like that's gone out of our game at this moment in time. And
Hmm.
Brentford is not an easy team to play, and I'm not for 1 minute
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
not an easy team.
trying
They're
to
seventh in
downgrade
the league for a
Brentford.
reason. They've
Come
only
on,
shipped in 29
you
goals
know,
this season, Ola.
you
They've
only
put up
have to
about
go and look
31
at
goals this season,
you
39 points.
you only have
Right
to go
now,
and
they
look
now
at the
have
top
40
six teams.
points. So 1 point just in between Newcastle and them. So come on, man. What are we
Exactly.
talking
You
about?
only have to go and look at the teams, top six teams that they've taken points of this season, and that will
Mm,
tell you a lot. What you need to know
yeah.
about Brentford. But at the same time, in the same token, I only care about what we're doing, and what we're doing is not good enough. It's not good
Ola,
enough in
what
terms
do
of
we have to
game
do?
management.
See,
We
what do
need
we
to
have to
respond.
do in
We
that?
need to
What do we have
respond.
to do in that
We
Man
need to
City
respond
match?
far.
What
We
do
need
we
to
have to
respond hard.
change? What do we have to tweak to get a result in that match? Because we need
Okay.
that match. It's a
For me,
must. It's do
two
it or
things.
bust. We
Two
need that
two
match.
two things. Two things. And I'll say it right now.
Yeah.
Martinelli needs to come out of the team for Trossard,
Hmm.
and Tierney needs to come into the team for Zinchenko.
I agree.
Those two things would be my tweak
Hmm.
going into this game. And depending on how the game goes, then we
Hmm.
can bring those guys off the bench to
Hmm.
maybe come and see something off, or go for different tactics, or different approach
Or different
on how
approach.
yeah on how to go with the game. But I think we need 3 points in this game,
So
because
you all
what
so you all in for Trossard to come in, right?
oh yeah.
In place of Martinelli, yeah?
I've been saying this
Hmm.
since the Everton game. I feel like Trossard needs to come in. I feel like Trossard is putting untold pressure on
Hmm.
Martinelli in training. Uh,
And he's
and
seeing
that's
it, right?
and we see I feel like Martinelli is just trying too hard, and
Hmm.
in the process running himself into the ground. It
He's
needs to be
lost his composure.
yeah
He used to be someone who used to be
he
very,
needs to be
very
taken out of the team
composed in
for
the
his own
18
good
year box. He's
and
not
for the good of the
composed
team.
again. No confidence, bereft of ideas in the 18 year box.
Yeah.
It boils my heart to see this guy that just signed a new 5 year deal, you know, waste like that.
Yeah, one thing
Shocking, man.
I don't want to do though is bring him to the levels of Ozil and Aubameyang when they got their credit,
No, it hasn't gotten
when
to
they
that
got the
extent
contract.
anyway.
I really think it's something outside of that, and only time will tell. I hope taking him out of
Chelsea
the
Dan,
firing
big
line.
ups Chelsea Dan.
Yeah, man, taking him out of the firing line for a few games, couple games,
Mm.
that will see him re-energized, refocused, and hopefully we start seeing those lovely performances that we've been seeing from Martinelli back into the team. I like Martinelli a lot. I got a lot of time for Martinelli, and I think right now he just needs to be taken out of the firing line. Sit him down for a couple games, let him refocus, let him get his mind right again, and he can approach the game how start seeing all the good things that we love seeing about Martinelli. But against Man City, we definitely need to go in without any fear of
Hmm.
without any fear of you know that they're gonna come and turn us over. Look, Tottenham don't do Tottenham did it to them. Southampton did it to them. Why can't we do it?
Why can't we do it?
Why
We
can't we
can
do it?
beat City. Why can't we? We beat Tottenham Hotspurs home and away, and these guys dealt with Man City at home. Why can't we do it in our home? We have to confront these guys and beat them up on Wednesday. It's go or bust. We need to do it. And see here, Ola, there's something very important that we might be missing. And yeah, when you came to the show in the first episode, you said something like this. I laughed it off, but I'm beginning to see reasons why we need it right now. Is
Mhm.
this reason that you gave for why don't we have someone competitive enough for Ramsdale?
Yeah,
Ramsdale's performances have dropped drastically. I'm sorry.
it
I'm
has.
sorry. I have
It
to say
has.
it.
It
It has
has.
dropped drastically. And you came on the second episode of our show here, and you talked about this, but I didn't want to take it too serious because of course it wasn't really that urgent, but man, I'm beginning to see
We need
true.
adequate cover. We need adequate
It's true.
competition for these players.
It's true.
Because look, iron
It's true.
sharpens iron.
It's
Iron
true.
sharpens iron. You put a quality player behind Ramsdale, and it will soon perk up and start making, because in his mind, he's always got the number one shirt every time. Every important game that we got to play is the first name on the team sheet. These players at this point in time do not need to be comfortable, and that's what we needed January for, to make sure that these players are being kept on their toes and they're giving 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, at the very minimum 7 out of 10 performances every week in,
every
week out.
week.
We're in 2 competitions now. There's no excuses.
No
There's no excuses.
excuses.
We're in 2 competitions, the Premier League and Europa League. That's it. That's all we got for the rest of the season.
So we
That's
got,
it.
my brother.
That's it.
So we
You
got.
know, there's no excuses.
Ola, close the show for us, man. See, guys in the chat, yeah. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. Yeah,
I enjoy
been a
the chat,
heated
man.
one.
I enjoy the chat.
Ola, do
I
you know
enjoy
when
the
last we had a heated one like this, bro?
I enjoy the chat, but with me, I have to be objective in some of the way that I see things. Even though I don't agree with a lot of things, there's some things that I have to be objective about, especially in this situations where this PGMOL keeps apologizing for fucking up our games. I
Our
can't sweep.
games.
I find it very difficult to sweep under the carpet and just talk over that. That has to come to the forefront.
It has to come to the
But
forefront.
at the end of the day, only us can hold ourselves accountable for what we do. We should never leave it in the hands of the judges. We should always take our own destiny in our own hands. And again, we let it slip in the Brentford game. We did. And what we do in the ManCity game, for me, we have to go all out for the win. We have to go all out for the win. And I think we can do it if we put our mind to it.
We definitely have to. Sly said something here. It says, good, respectful debate. That's how it should be. Of course, man.
Big up yourself, Slice.
Of course, Slice. Big up yourself, man. And Slice, if people like you are not here, it won't be like that, So we have good people like you who could come in here and tweak the whole comment to us, So big ups to you, man. And thanks for always coming to show me love here. And of course, you're showing Ola love, because of course, I want this to be a very, very big thing for me and Ola. This is our episode. I think it's the 4th episode I'm doing with Ola, in this show. So, from time to time, with people like you, it will get big, to get bigger. I want to do bigger things with my brother Ola. So, thanks,
thank you for the support, man.
Slice.
I appreciate
It
that.
means a lot what you just said to me right now. See, guys, join me tomorrow. Me, Steve McCullough from Newcastle FC. We'll be having Gunners and Mags. We might be bringing in Manny tomorrow and Wene Wilson. They will be here. See, the therapy goes on. We have to talk about all these things that's going on. We'll be comparing the Gunners and the Mags, their game. They're dropping off. They're getting lots of draws now. So we need to talk about this. And then you join us on Tuesday. Important for Craig Matthews and my friend Fan Nation TV. They'll be coming here on Tuesday. We'll be having our episode 2 of the 3 Gunners. It's a show. It's a new show. Episode 2. We'll be having that on Tuesday before that show reverts back to Fridays. So, me and Ola, we have to talk on a definite time. We need to be having our show because Ola is also very, very busy too with his own fight week. Even for him to be here now, it's by the grace of God, guys. And if not that he even likes me at all, he wouldn't have done this at all. So shout out to Ola.
I got a lot of love for you, my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I go to always try and find a schedule to fit what we do.
Our show. Yeah, definitely. And Ola, Deji Sports is coming on Thursday. They lost against Leicester City 4-1. Ola, I really pray that you can be on that show on Thursday. I want you to rip this guy apart.
I'll do my best, man. I saw him talking a lot of crud on your last show, so I'll do my best. I'll do my best to jump on. I'll do my best, but let's wait till Thursday because I need to see how I'm feeling first because I might not have the chest come Thursday to be coming at Deji. So let's
That's true.
let's see what Wednesday brings. You know what I mean?
That's
What
true.
Wednesday
That's
brings
true.
might determine the chess that I come
If
with
I did time
at
in the
David Spurs.
chest,
But big
exactly.
David
Yeah.
Spurs, though, man. Real solid brother, man. Real solid
Yeah,
brother.
solid brother, Digi Sports, man. So Ola, please end the show for us, man. Let's say good night and just go and
Yeah.
sleep.
To end the show, I want to end it with predictions. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 1-1. 1-1 Arsenal.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with a draw. I know we need to win, but we
I'll
don't
take a
have that
draw.
good
I'll take
record
a
against
draw.
Man City
Hmm.
to be even dreaming about a win. I
Oh well.
want us to win. I want us to break that hoodoo.
Hmm.
I want us to do it. Tottenham can do it. Why can't we?
Why can't we?
If these teams can do it, I don't see any
If
reason
they
why
can,
we
we
can't.
can. If they can, we
So
can.
you know,
So
but
yeah, me too. I go with a draw. I go with a 1-1 draw actually.
yeah,
So let's
I'm
see
gonna go
how
with the
that
draw.
goes. Yeah, but a draw is not good enough. We need to win.
It's not good enough, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world.
And I think we
And
still have a game in hand, right?
yes, we do.
We do have
We
a
have a
game in
game in
hand.
hand on them. Yeah. So a draw is not the end of the world. And before I go, and before we close the show, I
Yeah.
just again want to reiterate. I've said it on my show, on my previous show, and I want to say it here as well. Big up to everybody that's supporting Turkey and Syria with the earthquake that that happened over there. A lot of the count is rising. The amount of people that lost their lives, that lost their families. I mean, football is just it's small. It's a minute thing in the grand scheme of things when you look at it. There's people that that have gone through this massive tragedy, and my thoughts and prayers are with everybody, every single body that's been affected by this, whether you got friends, family, even people that loved ones, whatever connection that you got to anybody in that part of the world. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Sure. See, Ola. Just say the goodbyes, man. Let's go.
And yeah,
You have the honors, bro. It's not me and you show now, so
hasta la vista,
not
people.
just me.
We're out.
We out, guys. Big ups and join us tomorrow, guys.
Salute,
Big ups.
salute.
Ola, thanks for the show, man. Big
Big
ups.
love, man. Big love.
Yeah, see you soon. Yeah.